Hopefully I don't just look like a floating head because my black shirt like blends into the background. I promise I have like a whole body. It's not just a head here. Alright guys, what's up? It's Callie. It's been a long time since I made a kind of sit down video like this for several reasons, mostly because A, I just haven't had time, and then B, you guys that have been watching my vlogs know that it is taking forever with my internet connection and my VPN to get things uploaded. And then like I was saying, my schedule is so crazy. I've got 36 hours of class a week, so I don't have too much time to film or really to edit. So, I mean, and all I would really be filming is me in my apartment or me in class because that's really all I do. So anyway, today I wanted to, like I said, make one of these sit down videos. I want to make this video in conjunction with Lauren from Lauren Without Fear. I'm gonna link her YouTube channel right here, maybe right about here. She's really awesome. She is another American YouTuber living currently in China, just like me. So we have a lot in common, and I found her videos a couple months back when I was still living in the States, and she was already in China, and I was kind of looking for something to help me with my anxiety about moving here and, you know, seeing what another American's daily life is like here. So I discovered her and I watch her videos all the time. They're awesome, they're funny, she's really witty, and I really like her. And she's also got an awesome blog as well, La Vie Simple. Sorry, my French is really bad, but you know, you get the idea. I'll link that as well. That's gonna be down in the description box. So she's making a video on this topic as well, so I'll link that to you guys, and you guys should definitely check out her channel if you haven't already. She is just an all-around really cool person. So the topic that we are going to be covering today is, why is traveling worth it despite your anxiety? If you are tuning in from Lauren's channel, or if you are new here, or if you just forgot somehow, I don't know, very quickly, and I say quickly loosely because I can never be quick with these stories, so let me quickly tell you a little bit about my backstory. So I'm currently 26 years old. When I was, well, I've always been anxious. I've always been an anxious person. So when I was about 21, 22, I had just graduated my undergrad. I just finished college, and I was on a medication that I wasn't supposed to be on, and it totally messed me up. I was flung into this world of anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorder specifically. You know, I can't say that it wouldn't have happened without that medication thing, but who knows? I mean, and since then I've still been dealing with it, and it's kind of like become a lifelong journey to get better and to live my life comfortably, even throughout all of these feelings that I'm having. To keep myself kind of on target for this video, Lauren came up with two specific questions that you know, she wanted me to cover. So I'm going to cover those and try and keep it as short and sweet as possible so you guys can go about your day and not watch a 45-minute video, because who wants that? The first thing that I want to talk about is what heightens my anxiety while I'm traveling. So there are a lot of things that can go wrong, or things, you know, that I don't know about. So generally the thing is the fear of the unknown, because I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I don't know exactly, unless I've been there before, I don't know exactly what the place is going to be like. I don't, you know, if I don't know exactly what my accommodations are or anything like that, that's a big stressor. So for example, when I came here to China, I didn't know where I was going to be living. I didn't know if I was going to have a roommate. I didn't know if I was going to be in a dorm. I didn't know if I was going to have an apartment. Luckily, I do have a really nice apartment to myself. I mean, it's a good and a bad thing because I'm constantly alone. It's better than some of the alternatives. So that worked out in my favor, but sometimes it doesn't, and you have to kind of take that, you know, for what it is and say, hey, this is still an experience. So it's definitely fearing the unknown and not really knowing what's going to happen. And then another like silly thing that I think is funny for me, being someone that is anxious, which maybe many of you watching are, and that's how you found this video. There's a lot of bodily things that happen when you're anxious. So things like having to use the bathroom that really worries me. So in a place like China, when I first came here in 2011, I had never seen like a squat toilet, like a squatty potty before. I had never used anything like that. I was like, oh my God, what if I get really sick? What if there aren't bathrooms around? Like, what if, whatever. So like little things like that are in my mind much bigger than they might need to be. If you're someone that is on that same page, I know some of my friends are as well, so I know that this is like a fairly common thing. Like stuff like that really makes me super anxious, and I feel like I make it worse. I like exacerbate that problem by worrying about it so much. So that's something that definitely gets me nervous. It got me nervous when I went to India as well, just because the toilet situation is very similar. And now I'm like a pro. I can use a squat toilet like it's nobody's business. And another thing kind of on like a more personal and a little bit of a negative Nancy, Johnny Raincloud, Debbie Downer kind of note. For me personally, with my type of OCD, I fear myself a lot more than anything, and I'll link the video where I talk about my specific, well, I've talked about it in a lot of videos, so you can sift through, but the main video, I'll link it right here. I fear myself and what I could do. I fear losing touch with reality. I fear what the time difference is going to do to me, because I get like delirious when I have to travel to a different time zone. I mean, China is pretty much almost as far as you can go. I mean, it's 12 hours difference from where I grew up in New Jersey. So coming here is always like a pain, and it's a long trip, and it's just, you don't feel well, you're not eating right, and you're not doing well. So I always worry that I'm gonna like lose my mind. It's never come close to that, and I don't know that it ever will, but my OCD tells me that that's a very plausible possibility, which is not fun. I mean, it's not a good thing to feel. So if you guys are suffering from OCD and you have obsessions dealing with harm or insanity or any kind of aggressive type of obsessions, then you kind of know what I'm talking about with that. And if you're confused and totally terrified, like I said, you can check out that video that I was talking about, or any of the other resources that are out there on OCD and how it actually shows itself. It's not always washing your hands or having a neat house or anything like that. For as many sufferers as there are, that's how many types of OCD there are, because no one's OCD is exactly the same. So if you're interested in that topic, or if you think that it might ring a little bit true to you and how you're feeling, maybe you should look into that. All right, so the second thing that I want to talk about is why is travel worth it despite the anxiety? I think that for everyone, this is probably a little bit different, because everyone has individual experiences. Even if you're traveling like with a group of people, you'll all come out with a different understanding of what you did and what happened and what you gained from it. But I think the experience in general trumps anything that you're feeling in that moment, because maybe about a month or so after the onset, when I literally thought I was going to die, like I thought that I was either going to like take my own life, or like I was just going to die. Like I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating, I lost a lot of weight, stuff like that. Maybe a month or so after, because I had already booked a flight to go for my internship to go to India, and I'd never been there before, and I was going with people that I knew, and like it was going to be a comfortable kind of trip. I almost didn't go, and I don't think I ever would have been able, sure, I could go to India sometime in the future, but with those people at that time, I couldn't have had that experience again. So I would have missed out on a literal once in a lifetime, pretty much free trip, because I was, like I said, I was going for my internship, and when are you ever going to get a free trip to, another part of the world again? I mean, well, it did happen to me again, but not India. It's not something that happens very often, and you miss out on so much, and you're robbing yourself of those experiences, and you're gonna rob yourself of all those people you're gonna meet, and that global understanding that you can gain from going somewhere. Because I've always thought of myself as a relatively open and worldly person, but traveling still changes you. It still changes who you are and what your understandings are and your tolerances for things, and it kind of helps you live every day with a grain of salt, because the things aren't going to go as planned sometimes, and that's okay. Guest appearance. Guest just appearance. Oh, you got little eye boogers. Mama help you. Mama help. The experience itself is worth what you feel in that moment, because I was so anxious that I almost didn't go. I almost didn't come to China. I almost, there's a lot of things that I almost didn't do. Sure, you have things in life that you say, oh, I shouldn't do, or I shouldn't have done, or whatever, but traveling has never been one of those things. I've never gone to a place and come back and said, man, wish I didn't go there. And that kind of leads me to the second point of this question, the second bullet point in my answer. You don't want to have those regrets. You don't want to say to yourself that my anxiety ruled my life to the point that I couldn't do what I wanted to do. And in some ways it still does that for me, a lot of ways actually, but I'm still working on getting better, and I think that that's the important thing, is that you're always working to get better. You don't want to, like I was saying, look back and say, man, I should have done that, or I wish I had been strong enough to do this, because it just leads to a lot of self-doubt and feeling really bad about yourself and feeling like you're not strong enough, and you need those experiences to reinforce the idea that you are strong, because you can get through this. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not as simple as, oh, well, it's a state of mind, just get over it. It's not that simple at all, but the things that are going to help you work through it and enjoy your life are not going to be the easy things like sitting home on the couch watching TV, or not going out with friends because you're afraid to have any kind of social interactions. Like, those aren't the things that are going to make your life memorable. And even if you have the experience and you say, man, that wasn't what I thought it was, I guarantee you'll have some kind of good thing to take from it. Whether it's, even if you totally defy everything I said and you have no good memories from your trip, at least you have the life experience and you gained something. You learned something about yourself from that trip. You learned what your limits are. You learn, what you can and can't do. I think that's really important. That's something that you really, it's kind of invaluable. All right, guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't watched Lauren's video, I'm gonna put a little clip of it right here.
For me, I think travel actually mostly benefits my anxiety. I know that sounds kind of crazy. Travel pushed me out of my comfort zone, and because of that, my comfort zone continues to grow. I think travel is like a weird therapy in a way for me.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out Lauren's video. Again, I'm going to link it to you on the screen, and I'll also put it for anyone that's on mobile or anything like that. I will put it in the description box so you guys can click through, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Alright guys, thanks for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Follow me on social media, do whatever you need to do. And if you're interested, here's a clip of my last video. Some of you guys have been commenting, asking where I've been, or saying that I'm super behind on uploading. I know.